I did say that the Impact reviews will not always be up on Thursday, being that I work in the afternoon on Thursdays. Not all the time, not every single Thursday, but when I'm off on Thursday for my second job, I will do the reviews immediately after the show. But being that work this week kicked my ass, I am now doing the review on a Saturday on the weekends. But I promise these videos will be up. Overall, again, Impact Wrestling for May the 10th, 2018. The main event being Pentagon Jr. defending the championship versus Eli Drake. Yeah. Overall, I thought this show, in my honest opinion, okay, was an alright show. It was alright. It was a solid, show to sit through. Nonetheless, we had also a match from House of Hardcore between Congo Kong and Moose. We had LAX, Santana, and Ortiz versus DJ Z and Andrew Everett, and so on and so forth. That's my opinion, though. Again, I thought this show was a solid show. I want to hear from you, motherfuckers, in the comment threads of this video. Give me your thoughts on the show. If you liked it, if you hated the show, if not, let me know on Twitter at HeelSteven. All right. If you're new to the channel, guys, hit that sub button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up, like I said, and share this video all over social media. So the show kicked off with a backstage, I guess like a media center, there's Josh Matthews backstage with a giant TV screen. This was all like green screen, right? But nonetheless, it's Josh Matthews informing everyone what happened to Don Callis. I want to say a while back at Destiny Wrestling, I guess Don Callis was there to receive, the Comeback of the Year award, but was brutally attacked by Sami Callihan. Literally brutally attacked. They showed, video clips of what happened where Sami Callihan just literally had his way with Don Callis, made him bleed like crazy. They played a video package where Callihan said that he had to make an example of Don Callis for throwing the towel in their I Quit match against Eddie Edwards during WrestleCon, during the whole Impact vs. Lucha Underground show. And literally, they showed a video of it, and literally, Matthew noticed that dude, because what happened, right? It was so brutal what they did to Don Callis that at the moment of the show, Impact officials were, trying to determine how to handle Sami Callihan. What do they fire him? Do they keep him? Do they suspend him? Do they fine him? All that. Listen, I get it. For a lot of people, Sami Callihan is this amazing wrestler. I think, honestly, he's alright. I think he's a talented performer. Don't get me the fuck wrong. But at the same time, what Impact is doing right now is what they should do. They're milking this shit for as long as they can. The same way they were milking the whole Broken Universe. And rightfully so. Whatever you can do to get people talking about your product. And if it takes, Sami Callihan to beat the fuck out of people left and right, make people bleed, call himself the draw, then so fucking be it. I'm not saying fucking give him the world title. Hell the fuck no, not right now. Somewhere down the road, maybe so, but not right now. Not right now. That is something that I feel that the old regime of Impact Wrestling would have done a while ago, during the whole damn Dixie Carter era and shit like that. But that's what we got from that. We then had the first match of the night, a tag team match. DJ Z and Andrew Everett versus LAX, Ortiz, and Santana. I thought this match, for what it was a solid opener for what it was. And they literally did this match as well. Andrew Everett does this like crazy springboard moonsault from the top rope to the outside of the ring. But at the same time, though, in this match, you can tell that LAX were still concerned about what happened to Conan, right? Conan is not there. He's been kidnapped, right? So to say. And all of that, it led to DJ Z to roll up. He rolled one of the members of LAX after LAX were going to go for the street sweeper for their finisher, right? But DJ Z countered into a roll up for the win. So DJ Z and Andrew Everett got the win. But again, they're playing on this whole thing where Santana and Ortiz are still concerned. Like, their heart wasn't in the match. Their focus is still on Conan not being there and wondering where the fuck can he be, And I'm looking forward to seeing how long they go with this. Funny though, because, I believe this happened in Redemption, that Conan was gone, but yet I guess like later on they played a picture, I guess Conan being backstage with all the Lucha Underground guys, It was so like funny, but it was there, you know. We then get Grado backstage with Joseph Park. He says he has a girlfriend, and he isn't going to be here for his match tonight, right? His girlfriend isn't going to be there for the match tonight, and Joseph Park doesn't really think Grado has a girlfriend, right? That the girlfriend exists, and Grado's girlfriend walks in, and literally Joseph Park is flabbergasted by how hot the girl is. Actually Katarina. You guys may remember her as Winter years ago in Impact Wrestling, right? The same Winter that hypnotized or put under a spell Angelina Love and had her turn on Velvet Sky back in 2009, I believe it was. Something like that. And again, Joseph Park's in disbelief. He's in like, again, holy crap, this girl's beautiful, right? Hubba hubba. He literally said hubba hubba in this whole thing. And essentially, Katarina accompanied Grado for his match. Now, this is the part that I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Okay, I get it. You know, Grado is back. Apparently, Grado got his work papers again through Joseph Park. I guess Joseph Park, the same one that was trying to get him married, whatever. The same Joseph Park that put him in a match with Abyss, who's actually himself, his brother, what the fuck you want to call it, at Bound for Glory, where if Grado lost, he would be no longer allowed to wrestle in the States. That same Grado, Joseph Park, the same one now that handed Joseph Park his U.S. visa, right? As cheesy, as stupid as that may look, because again, a lawyer. If you guys seriously, let's follow the issue of immigration, right? An attorney is never going to grant you a visa. That's never going to fucking happen, okay? In real life. But, again, it's one of those things where people you expect people to forget, hey, at one time she was Winter, right? Putting people through spells and shit like that. And again, listen, you know, this is the thing that I hate when wrestling promotions, you know, try to insult the wrestling fan intelligence. I know WWE does that a lot, okay? I get that. But if you're Impact Wrestling, this is not a time for you to insult the audience intelligence. And I'm not saying they are, but it kind of feels that way. When you present this girl, but yet we're supposed to forget that at one time she was Winter, you know? And again, she accompanied Grado for his match against, I want to say, Ruid Raju from the, I want to say the Punjabi Hit Squad or the Bombay Hit Squad. It's pretty much the Indian Hit Squad, okay? This match was there. Nothing really much about it, just to showcase Grado with his girlfriend, what have you. And yeah, Grado literally went with the fucking cannonball. I shit you not, Grado went with the fucking cannonball. For the 1, 2, 3, he starts dancing. He starts celebrating with Katarina. Right? They actually kiss in the middle of the ring, what have you. It's cool to see at the same time. Like, yo, here's this fat fuck, right? With this hot chick. Good for Grado, yo. Seriously, good for Grado. It's yourself. Good for him, yo. Seriously, good for you, motherflower. And then they go backstage and they find out that Joseph Park has been knocked out, laid out. And there's an X symbol with the red circle that was left there. Now, people were saying, oh, it's somebody new. From my understanding, again, I could be wrong on this. It could be Killshot from Lucha Underground, also known as, I want to say, the King of Swerve. All right, so let that sink in. It's a possibility that King of Swerve might be making his way to Impact Wrestling. I think, honestly, that's a very good move. I know I'm having a brain fart right now. I'm having a fucking brain fart. Shane Strickland, there you go. Fucking Shane Strickland, the King of Swerve, might be making it to Impact Wrestling. And you know what? Someone like Shane Strickland is someone who I would definitely put up there in the main event scene, or if not, I would put my the entire focus of the X division on him. To be honest here, he's a talented performer, very, very talented performer. So if that's the case, I'm all for it. I'm really, really all for it. Okay, I apologize. I had a fucking brain freeze there. I know it's crazy. Backstage we see Eli Drake, dummy, yeah. Backstage with Scott Steiner, and they're with Mackenzie Mitchell, who I think is beautiful as all hell, right? And Drake says that they are looking at the greatest tag team champions of all time. Of course, Eli Drake and Scott Steiner. Drake said that tonight he gets his world title back, and Steiner tells Drake to always be greedy and he had Drake's back. But Drake tells Steiner that he has to do this on his own. He has to win the world title on his own. He cannot rely on the help of Scott Steiner, which is very brave, if you will. Again, think about this, right? If Scott Steiner's offering you help, offering to have your back, you don't reject it. You don't fucking reject it, okay? And Scott Steiner's like, I'm offering you my help, and you're gonna fucking reject it. How dare you do that? He didn't say that, but you kind of get the gist, right? So maybe some dissension in the works somewhere down the road between our good old buddy Eli Drake and the big bad booty daddy. The gravy train might have a halt. Who the fuck knows? But that was your main event for tonight. Eli Drake, for Impact Wrestling that episode a couple days ago, Eli Drake and Pentagon Jr. We then get a X Division #1 contenders match between Aerostar, Drago, Taiji Ishimori, who is now part of the Bullet Club, Too Sweet Motherflower, right? And El Hijo de Fantasma. In my mind, I'm like, okay, where is, Desmond Xavier? Where's Trevor Lee? Where, you kind of get the idea, okay? And this match was literally just a freaking spot fest all around. It wasn't a bad match or anything like that. I thought the match was there, if you want my honest opinion. There was some good, crazy flips and kicks and shit like that, just to get the crowd pumped up. Essentially, at the end of it all, Hijo de Fantasma got the win. I'll be honest, if it was up to me, I would have had, honestly, Aerostar get the win. I would have given it to Aerostar, But that's just my honest opinion. End of the day, Hijo de Fantasma, also known as Lucha Underground, I believe as King Cuerno, is now the #1 contender for Matt Seidel's X Division Championship. But again, if it was up to me at the same time, I would have added the legs of, again, Desmond Xavier, a Trevor Lee, a Caleb Conley, something like that, to, again, have that American vibe as well. I'm surprised too, again, Impact Wrestling now has a working relationship with Lucha Underground. Now, a person that I honestly will be cool to, for me, it would be cool to see in Impact Wrestling through all this is Jack Evans. Honestly, Jack Evans. And also, why not bring back Justin Gabriel or, PJ Black, but Justin Gabriel, if you will. We then get a backstage, segment where Eddie Edward bursts into the Impact Management office and demands them to not fire Sami Callihan. Edward is told that he can get his hands on Callihan, but it cannot be in the Impact Zone. It cannot be in the Impact Zone, right? So essentially, Sami Callihan is not fired. And because of all that, House of Hardcore, Tommy Dreamer's promotion, has literally offered themselves to have Eddie Edward versus Sami Callihan in a street fight. So next week, they're going to show the match on Impact Wrestling. We get Moose and Congo Kong. This match took place at a House of Hardcore event. I want to say somewhere in the country. I forgot which city it was. But I'll be honest. I think Moose is a talented performer. Don't get me the fuck wrong. Moose is someone who I will put the world title on, honestly. I would. He has, the speed, he has the power, all that, right? But at the same time, if it was me right now, a feud that I would make for Slammiversary, I know I did say in my Impact with Lucha review, I would have done, Brian Cage in a feud with the world title. But if not, if anything, you could do, Moose versus Brian Cage. Just saying, right? But this match, for what it was, it just felt like both guys weren't really there. Like, the chemistry wasn't there, okay? They tried to make the match work. What made it even worse, because again, what they do is they showcase these matches from the independent circuit, right? So you have these fans that are there that are just sitting with their hands folded, not giving a shit. Like, they'll do a chant here and there, but essentially this crowd was dead. Completely dead. And sometimes that can really, make or break, a match. Sometimes, But essentially with all of this, what really made it worse as well, the fact that this, again, is at a House of Hardcore show. The show is literally House of Hardcore, right? Essentially the offspring of ECW and I guess CZW if they both fucked, right? And Jimmy Jacob gets in the ring and hits Moose with a chair, causing the disqualification. We're having a disqualification at a House of Hardcore event. How stupid is that? So essentially, Moose won. All right, and after the match, Moose tries to attack. But Moose. He tries to attack Kong, but Kong makes this. So essentially, at the end of this whole match, right? I'm reading the notes here as well. Moose tries to attack Jimmy Jacobs, but Kong makes the save, and literally, Kong drags. Jacob drags Kong to the outside of the ring. So it's essentially one of those things where it's like, again, I wish this ended already, but I get the feeling they're going to see more of this down the road. Backstage, we get a comedy skit. I thought was funny as all hell. It's KM trying to fire up Fallah Bahh, right? KM said he's going to get Bahh in the best shape of his life. And they show a training montage where eventually Fallah Bahh passes out. You see them running outside in the Universal Studios in the Impact Zone. And it's crazy because Fallah Bahh's all barefoot and shit. And you see KM eating junk food at the same time. Listen, I get where it's cheesy. I understand. But for me, seeing two guys that I've seen wrestle on my local indie circuit here in Jersey at WrestlePro, and these two guys are now in somewhat on a bigger platform, I'm happy for them, and I look forward to seeing where this goes in the long run. We continue on from here, the Cage World Tour. That's right, the Cage World Tour, Motherflower. The Cage World Tour, where Brian Cage, I guess he's going around the world to wrestle and shit like that, right? And Brian Cage is now in Japan, right? He's in Japan. So last week he was in Australia, right? Or New Zealand. It was Australia, right? And now he's in Japan, right? And he wrestles Takashi Sagura. The match, they literally join the match as it's in progress, right? And it's literally Brian Cage, showing off his abilities in the ring, his power and all that shit. They do the Terminator chant, they do the whole Terminator clap, the audience at Korakuen Hall. At the same time, Takashi got some moves in as well. Don't get me the fuck wrong. At the same time, listen, I get it. Brian Cage is a fucking machine, right? He's a machine. He's a monster, right? But at the same time, I feel like the guy sells way too much for people's moves. If you're going to book him to be this monster, this machine, right? That's a fucking badass. He should not be taking all these bumps for people. That's my opinion. Okay? But nonetheless, it was all said and done. Brian Cage got the win after he hit Takashi Sagura with the Dro Claw for the 1-2-3. So there you go with that. Again, a good way to showcase Brian Cage all over the world. And again, I see big things for Brian Cage down the road in Impact Wrestling. I do believe, though, by the end of the year, he will be the world champion. Okay? We then get a video package of Allie, staring in a fucking mirror. And she was thinking about Su Yung and what Su Yung did to Rosemary last week, where she literally, put Rosemary in a casket after hitting the panic switch off the stage and shit like that, right? And all this is happening, and someone knocks on the door, and Allie goes to open the door, and there's a doll on the ground, a fucking doll, right? And Allie brings it into the room, and there's a note pinned to it. And next week we'll see the funeral for Rosemary, I guess by Su Yung. So the question is, well, what was in that note? What did it say? And where does Allie go from here? Because technically Allie is still the Knockouts champion. And I'm digging this feud for what it is. Is it the perfect thing in the world? No, but I admire the creativity. I admire what they're doing with Su Yung, and I look forward to it. I think, honestly, Su Yung should definitely win the championship. And you can carry on the feud, with Rosemary, have Rosemary, the demon assassin, rise from the dead and shit like that. So we'll see. We then go on to the main event. We're in the main event. We get Eli Drake. Eli Drake and Pentagon Jr. for the world title. This match, for what it was, I thought it was a very, very, very enjoyable match. These two guys going at it back and forth. Drake lands a neck breaker for a near fall. a power slam as well for a near fall. Literally, Eli Drake got a lot of near falls in this match. At the same time, like he told Scott Steiner, he wanted to do this on his own. No help at all by Scott Steiner. Win the world title on his own and become champion again, right? And again, there's a crazy back and forth match, right? People are chanting Cero Miedo and all that. And there's a moment where Drake catches Pentagon Jr. and almost hit the gravy train at the end. And he escapes. And Pentagon Jr. hits Eli Drake with the Pentagon driver for the win. And that's how he closed the show. Again, I thought Impact Wrestling this week was a very, very solid show. An enjoyable, a solid show. It was alright. You can even say it's an enjoyable. Some of the things I did enjoy. Like, I am enjoying what they're doing with the likes of Falaba and KM. Because, again, I see these guys wrestle locally here in Jersey, in, the Northeast independent region. I am enjoying what I'm seeing with the creativity of Su Yung and Ali, believe it or not. And I look forward to seeing next week what happens, again, with Eddie Edwards and Sami Callihan. Live, I believe, or already happened at House of Hardcore in their street fight match. Will Tommy Dreamer get involved? We'll see. Austin Aries now again wants his shot against now I believe Pentagon Jr. We'll see where that goes as well and all that. And we'll see where else Brian Cage will land around the world. We'll see, guys. If you enjoyed this review, Motherflowers, give this video a big old thumbs up. Share this video throughout your entire social media, Facebook, Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven, where I tweet with all you Motherflowers, whether it be Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, NXT, Impact Wrestling, pay-per-views, and above all else, with all of you awesome, crazy Motherflowers. I'll be doing a Q&A tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll be recording my Q&A video. If you have not sent in your questions, down below in the description box, there's a link to where I made the announcement video for the Q&A. In that video, in the comment section of that video, submit me your questions. 3 questions per person. Ask me whatever the fuck you want. I look forward to seeing you guys send. And as always, Motherflowers, hate, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, it's Steve, and I'm out. Peace out, Motherflowers. Seriously, y'all, it's not like we're dumb here. We're not. It's not like we're dumb because we're not. Like we really think that Winter now became Katarina. I don't fucking know. It's ridiculous. But at the same time, though, the gravy train, Motherflowers, it's bumpy now, I guess.